What's up, y'all? It's Tuesday. I hope everybody out there is doing good. So let's go ahead and get down on this video. And I want to talk about CJ Wallace. We know that CJ Wallace is the son of Faith Evans and also the late great Biggie. And Jonathan Hay, who was Rihanna's former publicist, was making his rounds all over social media when the hammer started to come down on Diddy's private life. If you guys remember, he was doing lives with Jaguar Wright and he was talking about some salacious details that allegedly happened to him. Well, he went on to state that Diddy and CJ were in an intimate relationship, and CJ actually sued him for defamation. Now, besides the claims that Jonathan made stating that Diddy and CJ were in a secret intimate relationship, he also went on to say that he witnessed illegal activity at Diddy's events and also accused CJ of orchestrating a situation that put him in harm's way. Now, CJ's legal team argued that these stories were nothing more and nothing less than a calculated smear campaign born out of professional spite, and they brought up the fact that Jonathan and CJ worked together back in 2020 on a remix titled Ready to Dance, but plans for a full album fell apart. And CJ went on to state that Jonathan Hay was exuding erratic behavior and it kind of messed up their chemistry, and that's the reason why CJ ended up pulling the plug on the project in its entirety. And so ultimately CJ and his lawyers are arguing that this is nothing but a retaliation tactic that Jonathan Hay tried to pull. And so with that retaliation tactic, it did not succeed in the court of law because basically CJ secured a win by default, essentially because they're saying that Jonathan disappeared. So according to reports, process servers tried to hand deliver legal documents to his Florida homes 17 times, but they were unsuccessful. And so after they felt like Jonathan ignored every attempt of being served, the courts moved forward without him. And so this is how CJ ultimately secured this victory. Now, it's important to note that CJ's business partner, Willie Mack, has been cleared of any wrongdoing because he was named in the lawsuit as well for helping CJ lure Jonathan to a warehouse Diddy was back in 2020. And Jonathan claims that he was as aide at that particular warehouse. So this is how the story went. He said that Diddy was actually pleasing himself inside of a Biggie t-shirt and threw it on him when he was finished. You guys get what I'm saying? Just read between the lines or whatever. And Jonathan claims that after Diddy was done doing his deed, he basically threw the shirt on him and said R.I.P. Biggie. And that was after Jonathan said that he declined Diddy's request to finish him off after Diddy tried to force him downtown. Now, Jonathan also says that back in 2005, there was a separate incident where Diddy tried to force him downtown as well, and things of that nature. Now, Jonathan alluded to the fact that Diddy was a little bit more successful back in that 2005 incident of getting him to go downtown because he was caught off guard and he basically shoved it in his face. And so recently, last month, Diddy's lawyers came out and said that anything that transpired in an intimate matter between Diddy and Jonathan was all consensual, right? So Diddy is not denying that it actually happened, that something took place between them that was intimate, but Jonathan is saying that he was forced and essayed. Now, in the lawsuit that Jonathan filed against Diddy, he also cites claims of false imprisonment, but Diddy's legal team are fighting back, and basically they're saying that his claims of false imprisonment are not factual, and they're saying that any alleged restraint was carried out as part of a citizen's arrest. Now, Jonathan just spoke out about this yesterday, and he's shooting down the notion that anything that him and Diddy did in an intimate manner was consensual. He's saying it wasn't consensual and that Diddy forced himself on him, and the claims that it was citizen's arrest when it was basically false imprisonment is just bogus. Now, this case is still ongoing, it's still being evaluated, it's still being investigated, but according to circulating reports, Diddy's team is trying to get this case thrown out right now as we speak. But anyway, let's move along, and I want to talk about this controversial streamer by the name of Chud the Builder, right? Who goes around in Nashville, Tennessee. I believe his hometown is Clarksville, Tennessee, and all he does is antagonize people that look like me. He calls them ninjas to their face. He basically says that they're chimping out. He just really does the most, right? And so here recently, he just got arrested at Bob's Steakhouse, I believe, in Nashville because he wanted to skip out on the bill because I believe they didn't want him streaming in their place of business or whatever. And so he got arrested, but he's not tough as you think, because once he's confronted and met with that same energy, like this brother right here that was ready to check him, next thing you know, he's calling the police. I got everything
He's a black guy.
Caught him reporting somebody in person.
I got him on tape.
What he does is start shit as soon as you do something. But I'm licensed to carry too. We both licensed to carry. I finally ran into him. He got his, I got mine. But he on the phone with the police. He just obviously started with somebody.
Now, this clown's real name is Dalton Etherly, and like I said, he goes around Nashville insulting individuals, mostly that look like me, but sometimes he turns it around and insults people that look like him just because they feel a different way than he does. I want you guys to check out these clips, and I'll be back.
Well, I can say whatever I want.
Exactly. And
what is it?
we can say we want.
Well, I'm going to tell you something I don't agree with that.
Oh, these boomers.
I got blacks in my family.
It's okay.
So
Blacks.
fuck you, man.
No. Lover. You heard me. Look. How's it going, sir? God bless you.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. You're the guy, you own the honky tonk?
Nope, I'm just one of the folks that work here.
They won't let me in here.
They won't. Why not?
Because I said the N-word on the internet. Now they say I'm just an un-American person because I believe in freedom of speech. Isn't that crazy?
Well, considering that two of my boys are black, I can understand that.
Why does that matter?
It does. I don't like it. Just go ahead.
You don't like freedom of speech either?
Just go ahead and go.
I'm gonna stand right here. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna give me
I'm gonna go to jail? Look at him. He's gonna waddle over to the cop. Considering two of my boys are black.
All right, so you guys just saw those two interactions that he had with two men that looked like him that he thought was going to parrot his same ideology and speech, but surprisingly, they did not. And that's dead smack in the middle of Nashville. So not everybody that looks that way is actually that way, if you get what I'm saying, right? But guess who agrees with Chud the Builder? He said he loves what Chud is doing because it's basically exposing the black community as weak and fragile because we're so quick to go against our own, but we give other races all of these chances to disrespect us and we don't do anything. Check out what Charleston White had to say.
Do y'all remember all the black people that get online and say, my day coming? I'm the worst person. Somebody go get him. Somebody need to get him. He disrespecting everybody. I wonder why black people got so much anger what they'll do to me. Have y'all ever asked that? Man, why black people always talking about what they'll do to him? Because he disrespecting black people. He always talking down on black people. Somebody go get him. Somebody need to get him. They start putting my mama's address online. They start putting my address online. But you know what I realized about black people in America? What I tell y'all a long time ago. When it comes to that white boy, they'll put us back in slavery. Now we all sit around talking about, the white boy can't never call me. White boy can't never spit on me. Well, guess what, black America? I done fell in love with that white boy Chud. That white boy Chud that's going around Mason. I love Chud. I love Chud because you know what Chud is showing everybody? Black are cowards. You can spit on them. You can call them niggas. They won't do nothing. But if another black person says, what's up, bitch, what you looking at? They'll kill him. If another black person does the things that Chud is doing, white people can go back to mistreating black people. I swear to God. And black people ain't gonna do nothing but take it. Man, why really? Just, man, you know what's scary? They letting them walk around and stream it. Don't y'all walk around streaming and video recording us kicking each other? What's wrong with Chud? I've never heard of him. I have. And I love him. I love a white man that'll look at one of you with the that you.
All right, so you heard what Charleston had to say. Of course, he would take this position. He's the same person as Chud. He walks around with mace and things of that nature because he's afraid for his life. When certain dudes run up on Charleston that he's talked about, he's macing people and doing the same thing. I've never seen Charleston pull out a burner on nobody, but he's the same individual here. But at the end of the day, we know that Charleston is a shock jock. But this is a referendum out on Nashville, the city of Nashville, right? But I guess those cats in Nashville and Clarksville, Tennessee aren't about to let this dude trick them out of their spot in life by doing something heinous because he said a word. Maybe they're moving around with that type of ideology. I don't think that he gets away with this in Memphis. I don't think he gets away with this in Atlanta. Hell, he could come to Raleigh, Durham, Vietnam and get it here in the Carolinas. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not promoting anything to happen to Chud, but at the same time, there's a lot of brothers and sisters that are not going to tolerate that type of language being hurled in their direction. Now, there's a lot of people that are agreeing with Charleston White in his position, with Charleston highlighting the fact that we're so quick to do each other in before we stand up to another group of people. But I want to know what you guys think, so feel free to drop down in the comments and let a brother know. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll check you guys out later. Have a beautiful day.